As the GOP moves closer to fixing our healthcare system, one Republican senator's Obamacare replacement plan is gaining traction among House conservatives. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul introduced his plan to members of the House Freedom Caucus Wednesday, and so far he's received some positive responses. HFC Chair Mark Meadow and Paul's plan is encouraging. South Carolina Representative Mark Sanford agreed. One America's John Hines spoke with Senator Rand Paul about his proposal and has more from Washington.
With Senate Finance Committee approval of Representative Tom Price as HHS Secretary, the GOP may be one step closer to solving the nation's health care problem. And at least one Republican senator and physician feels an imperative to have a compassionate and affordable replacement when that time comes.
I think it's important that the ideas that Republicans have for replacement coalesce into a bill that has consensus. And I think it's wrong because some in the media have said, oh, Republicans have no plans, when in reality, we've had plans for years and years. We just haven't been in charge to introduce them. But now that we are in charge, it'd be a big mistake for us not to put forward our replacement ideas. And so I'm pushing very hard that we do it at the same time and that we show the American people that we have a great deal of compassion for those who don't have insurance, that we want it to be less expensive.
Making health insurance less expensive is an important goal, of course, but so is flexibility and accessibility, says Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, who has developed his own replacement for Obamacare.
Well, I think Obamacare needs to be replaced with something that will allow a lot of insurance or more insurance to be bought at a lower price. One of the main problems of Obamacare is that with all the mandates, they made health insurance more expensive, and in some ways, poor people had a harder time buying insurance under Obamacare. So we want to get rid of the mandates, let inexpensive insurance be sold again. We want to let people use health savings accounts to save tax-free so they can buy insurance.
While health savings accounts are a key provision of Paul's plan, so are what he calls associations or groups, which he says could help lower insurance costs.
If it's you and your wife and you have a small business, you're always worried. If your spouse gets sick, what will happen to my rates? Could I be dropped? And can I get a reasonable price? But if you work for a big company, you don't ever have to worry about that. So what we want to do is let individuals join associations and buy their insurance as part of a big pool. We think that would go a long way towards fixing some of the problems in the insurance.
Paul says his plan closely tracks that of HHS Secretary-designate Price. Paul hopes to repeal and replace Obamacare on the same day, and he predicts this may happen within the next 100 days. John Hines, One America News, Washington.